Well, hello and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. My name is Pete Connor. I'm your show's host on this Monday, the 24th of July, and we'll have His Honor with us today to tell us about some things happening, as well as a visit to Oxbow Park. Leanne is going to take us on a little tour, a reprise tour as it is, and we'll be looking forward to seeing what's going on over in Olmsted County. As always, we would like to know what you think of Owatonna today and who you think you'd like to see on the show, whether it's a guest that needs some recognition or an event that needs some publicity. Why don't you let us know that by shooting an email to owatonnatoday@charter.net or by giving Leanne a call at 390-5751. We're going to be first up with His Honor, and then we'll be back with Oxbow. In the meanwhile, we'll stay tuned for a couple of announcements from our sponsors, so please stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Betsy Linger from the Owatonna Foundation. Your generosity has made Owatonna a better place to live by benefiting our community, the arts, recreation, and education. Please consider a donation today. The Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Well, welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and welcome to Mayor Tom.
Pete, it's always a pleasure to have two mayors get together and just talk about the great city of Owatonna.
You know, I got to tell you, I keep telling Tom, he's doing so well in the office. It's just because he got the table. I set the table for him.
You did. The bar was mighty high.
So set it for me too. I better make sure all the disclaimers are there. Oh, Tom. Well, first thing, personal thing. How's the knee?
The knee is doing outstanding. You know, I'm very, very blessed with the outcome of that knee. I think maybe that I worked a little harder on rehab this time than I did on the other one. So I've been playing golf, I've been walking, so
pain is
no pain whatsoever. So, and I think that one's probably a little bit stronger than the other one even. So
good.
Yep. So I recommend that if somebody's got a knee problem, go see Dr. Ivance and have him talk about it. So he did a great job. I'm very pleased.
Good, excellent. Well, that said, now we'll talk about some things going on in our lovely city, I'm going to just let you take it.
Okay.
Some things that are important our people should know. We'd like them to know. So.
Okay. Yeah. I'll cover the July 5th meeting first. Right. And we had Flaherty and Hood, which is our lobbying effort for the City of Owatonna at the state capitol. And they come in and talked about the items that were important. Highway 14 is still out there, and we're always talking about that. Local government aid is still out there, and we always talk about that. So they gave us a nice update and some handouts and everything. So that was very nice. Wings Tavern sold, so they had to approve a new liquor license for the new owner, and that was there. And we authorized the sale of some general obligation bonds, and those bonds are going to be about $2.1 million, and it's going to be for 2017 street and utility improvements. And there's Majestic Oaks and the Eagle Ridge Streets. Those projects are about $1.9 million. And then there's a Public Works fuel tank replacement for $160,000. The other thing is we proposed a TIF district number 3-11 for Semstone. And I don't know if everybody's aware of Semstone and what they do or not, but if you look behind Cashwise Food, there is a place that takes some of the glass and grinds it up, the glass from Viracon and stuff, and grinds it up. And the problem that we have in that location, they got rail access right there, but it's dust.
Sure.
And that glass dust is not something that goes real well with the neighborhood and everything. So we've been working with Semstone, and they're now going to move out this fall yet, I think, to 32nd Avenue Northwest.
Okay. So they're going to be out somewhere on the way to, let's say, the leaf dump on that
out in that direction. Correct. Yeah.
There was a contractor, I think Matthew maybe is out there, with their, and I think Crane Creek was out there on that side. It wasn't beyond, maybe it'll be on that, but they'll need rail access as well.
They'll have rail access out there too. So that'll be a nice location to have them move out there.
Yeah.
On the July 18th meeting, we had Tim Penny, president of the Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation, come up and give us a report. They're very, very active in economic development and loans and that type of stuff. So they're a good asset to southern Minnesota, and we appreciate all they do.
Right. Does the city support the Initiative Foundation
Yep.
financially?
I don't think there's any dollars that are given from the city to the foundation, and one of the things that I know you and I both had always a challenge, these committees and finding people to serve on committees was something that after a year or two becomes an issue, but so it's nice when we have people volunteer, and it's nice when we can find the right people to fit on the job. So for the Downtown Parking Committee, we had Carly Onstead and Don Lindell. They are both downtown business owners and down there, so they should be good fits for the Downtown Parking Committee.
How does, I have to ask, as we're talking about that, how is it, if there was ever a major complaint of downtown, it was because, you couldn't find a place to park. And how is it now? Do you hear still about, and really what it was because employees and owners were parking in front of their facilities or close to,
Yep.
and then you get up in 2 hours and go move the car and so forth.
I've had very few complaints on downtown parking.
Okay.
I think the majority is handicap accesses and 24-hour parking, 12-hour parking, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Brad Meyer and I are doing some visits on door-to-door downtown and had very few complaints about parking. I think the business owners realize that don't park in front of my store because it just takes it away from somebody else that's going to be there. So.
And there's some long-term parking over, off of Vine and that way.
Exactly.
Some, 2-hour, 24-hour, whatever.
And it's a community that needs to do a little exercising. So walking from one area to another doesn't hurt a thing.
The guy with the new knee is telling everybody you should go walking now, right?
There you go. Yes. And we had Pat Fales signed to the Park and Rec Board.
Okay.
And so that'll be a very good fit there too. I think he's had a couple kids go through Park and Rec, and he's very interested in that board. And the Park and Rec Board has a lot of tasks that they have to fill with all the parks and everything going on. So that's a good fit. The other thing is, I'll just mention Culture Fest is coming up on September 23rd. I think that's very, very important to Owatonna. All the different cultures that we have in our community need to take an active role in our community, and so that's very, very good. One of the things that we've been working on with City Council and City staff is property complaints. And how do we, as a City Council or a mayor, handle them? And where do we direct them?
Nuisance
complaints.
Like long grass and junk around and things
parking and all that.
Okay.
So they put together a kind of a flow chart. And so from the police department, they take care of illegal parked vehicles, garbage cans on right-of-way, and animal complaints. The fire department takes care of fire code, illegal burning, minimum housing code, weeds and nuisance, garbage junk, chemical spills. Planning and zoning takes care of building codes. And the public works takes care of snow removal, unsafe boulevard trees, potholes, and catch basins. So if you call a city council person, they're going to refer you to one of those departments, or they'll have those departments call you and see if we can resolve some of those issues.
We have people who like to put signs on utility poles, and if there was ever something that got into my craw, it was that, we'd have all these signs of one kind or help wanted and, whatever, coming from out of town insurance, to say nothing of the rummage sale signs that then they just left up there, and you go to some other towns and boy, they just look rough.
Yep.
How are we doing with that?
It's I know that you were very, very much
I had a hockey
upset
stick.
about
I'd
that.
knock them down. I offered my stick to.
Yeah, that was your hobby.
That was my. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got extra.
Yeah, if I remember
extra pay the big bucks for that. I offered my stick to Tom, but he declined.
I haven't had a lot of complaints about that, and the utility company, Mark Fitch, hasn't said a lot of things. I think that it's still there, but not as bad as it used to be.
Okay.
But I agree. Every time I see a rummage sale sign or something on a pole that they got to climb, it is a problem because they have nails and everything else, and those utility guys sometimes have to climb those poles.
Exactly.
Not as often as in the past because now they got trucks that have got buckets on them and everything.
Yeah, but still.
One of the things that we got notified from Charter Communications, it says that the following price adjustments to a billing statement message on or after July 22nd. So broadcast TV surcharge from $6.05 to $7.50. Spectrum TV surcharge is going from $6.04 to $7.50. and Spectrum receivers going from $4.99 to $5.99. You know, and the receivers are one of the things that get me, because if you got more than one TV, you got to have more than one receiver, and for every receiver, it's now going to cost you $5.99.
Right. So that's a fairly substantial. It's well, I don't know, quick math, 25% increase.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Park and Rec Department is receiving a grant from Minnesota DNR, and it's going to do some repair work on the tennis courts up at Lincoln. And it's going to resurface 2 of the courts to recreational level. I didn't realize there was recreational level and professional level and stuff like that. And I think the high school and Darts Park and one other one have got professional courts, and the rest of them are recreational courts.
We have ask a question about the tennis, because we have a new tennis center director. Does he then have also purview over the off-site courts, such as the ones over by Lincoln?
I think that more Park and Rec Department, not Tennis Pro. It's Tennis Pro, I think, pretty much up to his location up at West Hills there.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
And the other things they're going to do is they're going to do some changes on the other 2 courts. Concrete ping pong table, 3 sets of concrete beanbag boards, and so there'll be some other activities that can go on at those other courts, which will be a nice
Guys
improvement.
with bad knees can go up and play beanbag.
I haven't tried tennis yet with my bad knees, so we'll see how that goes.
You're next for shuffleboard.
There you go. There you go. A couple of changes that are happening is that in the month of August, we're moving a couple of our council meetings. You know, they've always been the first Tuesday and the third Tuesday. And on August 1st is Night to Unite Night. So we hope that all the neighborhoods and everything get together, and the police department and the fire department make some trips out to all the ones that are going to have parties. But that's on a Tuesday night, so we're moving our council meeting back to Monday night, which is July 31st.
Okay, very well.
And best thing that Owatonna's got going is our Steele County Free Fair.
Yeah, coming up,
Largest county free fair in the state of Minnesota.
Yeah, a lot of activities. You know, we just had the Steele County Historical Society's extravaganza. You know, very well done, very popular thing, and weather was good, and we hope, of course, you know, as we can, we hope for good weather for the fair, and as you mentioned, Septemberfest, or Culture Fest, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have Arts on the Park, or Arts on the Hill coming up.
Arts on the Hill now. Yes, exactly.
That's kind of a throwback to the older days.
I hope that goes well. I know that the downtown area would love to have Arts back down in Central Park, just because it brings the activity down to downtown. But that's very, very good.
Well.
And then the August 15th is the start of the fair, so we're moving our council meeting back to the 14th. Back to the 14th.
Right. That's good stuff.
And we have a new library director, Mark Lando, and he will start August 21st, and we will make sure that we get him on this show after he starts.
We'll look forward to that.
You bet.
Good. Well, good report. Lots of stuff, and thanks for always coming by and helping us know about things that maybe we wouldn't know normally. So until next time,
Pete,
be well.
It's always a pleasure.
Good. Fantastic, Tom.
Fantastic, yes.
Okay. Thanks for being here. And thanks to you for being here for this segment. And we're going to take some time for commercial messages, and we'll be right back and a tour of Oxbow Park. So please don't go away.
Hi, my name is Ryan Gillespie with Bremer Bank Mortgage. By trusting your home loan needs to Bremer Bank, you are guaranteed a personalized, straightforward, and honest experience from application to closing. We look forward to guiding you through your next home purchase or refinance.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Since 1988, the Owatonna Area Business Development Center has been the part of the success of many area businesses. The center leases office space and manufacturing space and offers on-site business consulting. The Owatonna Area Business Development Center is in business to help your business be a success.
Hi, I'm Rick Smith, Golf Course Superintendent of the Brooktree Golf Course. Brooktree is an 18-hole championship golf course featuring well-manicured greens, tees, and fairways. We are open to the public. I challenge you to find a better maintained golf course for the money we charge here at Brooktree. Come on out and play Brooktree, a great golf course.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And this summer we've been doing programs on fun things to do nearby Owatonna, and one of the places we picked to introduce to our Owatonna viewers and in the surrounding area is Oxbow Park. What a beautiful place it is, and Zollman Zoo. And we're here talking with the park manager, Carolyn Ziegler. Hi, Carolyn.
Hi.
We thank you for having us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming out.
Carolyn, why don't you tell a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Carolyn Ziegler, and I'm the park manager. I've been managing for the last 3 years here, and before that I was the park naturalist. So I worked my way up the ladder here a little bit, and I'm enjoying it every single day that I work out here.
Okay. And how many staff? Obviously it's a team effort. It's a beautiful place, so I know you have help.
Yeah. We have a staff of 4 full-time staff members, myself, and then we have Clarissa Jocelyn, who is our park naturalist, and she's in charge of the zoo and all of the education that we do out here. Tim Burai is in charge of the park tech and maintenance of all the zoo park and all the vehicles and everything else that we have going on. And Lonnie Hebel is in charge of our parks projects in general. He's our construction crew chief. He oversees all of the projects in all of the parks here in Olmsted County Parks.
Well, great. Sounds like you have a wonderful staff. So I'm coming out to Oxbow Park for the first time. What does Oxbow Park entail?
Oxbow Park has a lot to offer. It's not just the zoo, however, that is kind of our gem in the middle. But we have 8 miles of hiking trails. We have 4 different picnic areas. We have a campground. We have our new natural playscape called the Path of Imagination. And then we also have different winter activities that you can enjoy while you're here as well. And if that's not enough, we have a nice, lovely river that runs through the entire park, so you can go fishing or just wade in the water at any time.
So it's many things.
It's many things, yes.
I've heard a lot about the Playscape Park. Can we go take a look?
Absolutely. It's fantastic, and kids of all ages are loving it a lot.
I can't wait.
Yes.
Carlin, we've relocated to the Playscape Playground.
Yes.
And would you explain what's here and the Path of Imagination?
Oh, there is things for everybody here of all ages, and we designed this over the course of a few years, and we wanted to get kids back to nature to play instead of on metal playground equipment or inside on their video games. So nature is a huge part of imagination, which is kind of where the Path of Imagination came from. You can follow the path to many different features around the Path of Imagination that get kids back into nature. We have things like a geological sand dig, where we have buried bones and other prints in the cement for the kids to dig down to. I've seen young children who should have a very short attention span spend hours in that geological dig all by itself. We have a frog and turtle pond where they can get a little bit wet, get their feet squishy between the mud, play with tadpoles, play with frogs. And as soon as we built it, the frogs and tadpoles moved right in like they should have. So that went very, very well. We hauled in 150 truckloads of dirt to make these 4 mounds behind us here in the various hills. One hill is strictly for rolling down. We put nothing on top of the hill because we wanted kids to just roll down a hill. And then we not only did a lot of natural elements in here, but we also added in some recycled art, some artistic features, and we really also wanted to sneak in some education because we are education based out here. So we did sneak in some education elements out here as well. We have our musical area, which features a lot of our art. We have a recycled stone saw blade that we hung up for a gong that the kids could hit on and bang on. And we have a kinder bell, which is cut off steel tanks that make different tones like a musical note. So as far as education, we put in little elements here and there to teach them about the trees and the plants and our entire solar system to learn about. So.
And all ages are welcome here.
All ages are welcome, yes. The day I knew we had done well is when I saw teenagers out here just having a blast. So, yeah.
Well, now I would love to see the zoo. Can we relocate there?
Yes, absolutely.
Carlin, we've relocated in the zoo. Particularly, we're right in front of the Birds of Prey exhibit, which is just beautiful. Why don't you tell us a little bit of history of the zoo, how it came to be in the acreage, things like that?
Sure. In the late 1960s, Game Warden donated some animals to the zoo, Minnesota native animals. And that kind of is what started our zoo, just a few little native animals that people could come and enjoy and see. And we have expanded out since then to the beautiful big park that you see now. And we have about 35 species of animals here. They are all Minnesota native, somewhere you can find in our state. And we have about between 85 and 95 animals here throughout the year to be able to see. We are open year-round, so we encourage people to come out in the wintertime. It is a great time to come out. We're open 10 to 4 every day, and so when you come out in the wintertime, you don't have to fight the crowds. It's not super hot out, and the animals are actually a little bit more active and have their big winter coats on, so wintertime is a great time. But as well, we are open in the summer, and you're able to see all these beautiful animals as well. Some of them that may not be able to be seen in the winter can be seen in the summer. So yeah, we have our native birds here, which all of our raptors are recovery and release, or non-release animals, not able to be released back to the wild. So they all have injuries of some sort, which brought them here to our park for education purposes and to let people see them up close and personal. And the rest of the animals that we have here, we get from native breeders or other park and zoo surplus animals.
Okay. So. Now the zoo originated in when? What year?
In 1969.
Wow, so it's been around quite a while.
It has been around for a while. It was a small beginnings, but yes, we're excited to see where we're at now.
And you do have volunteers that help you here as well.
We have a lot of volunteers. Our park would not be here, it would not look this great if it weren't for our volunteers. They definitely outweigh the number of hours that our own staff put in by quite a bit.
And among the 35 species, what other animals will you see here?
Oh, you're going to see a black bear, river otters, which are always a big hit. We have all of our 3 native wild cats, which is the lynx, the bobcat, and the cougar. And then we have some smaller animals like fox and fishers and wild turkeys. And of course, in our across the road area is what we call it. We have bison, elk, and deer. And those 3 animals can actually be seen throughout the entire day, not just during the zoo hours, but the park hours from daylight until 10 p.m. you can see those animals.
So that's open to Oxbow Park, say if you were camping and you wanted to walk over?
Yes, absolutely.
So that's open till 8 at night?
Yeah.
Otherwise, the zoo closes?
The zoo is only open from 10 to 4, and that is a year-round
And picnicking is welcome, but not here in the zoo?
Right, correct. We don't allow any food or drink inside the zoo because it always seems to end up inside of the pens. And the animals do have a strict diet, so we always want to make sure that the animals are safe as well.
You mentioned bison. I'd really love to see those, may we?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Carlin, we've relocated to the area across from the zoo, and you said this has separate hours. It's open a little later, till 8 o'clock.
Yep.
And what will we find in this area?
In this area, we have our native hoofstock, which includes white-tailed deer, elk, and our bison. Bison is our largest North American land mammal, so it's kind of fun to have them. Most people would know the bison as the buffalo, but it's actually a misterm to call them buffalo. Their true name is the bison.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And behind us, I don't know if any of our viewers can see, but there are the bison and there's a little calf, right?
Yes, there is a little calf.
So how many total bison do you have?
We now have 8 bison with a calf.
Wow. And what else would they see here? I noticed a white deer.
We do have a white deer. We added that to our collection 2 years ago. My boss likes to call it our white unicorn, but I thought it was fun to show that white-tailed deer actually have different colors than just your tan or fawn deer. They come in a white, a piebald, which is spotted, and a melanistic black. So it is fun to show some color variation like that.
And now when we come, we're going to be hungry, so we have to find out where the picnic area is.
Okay, let's go eat.
Okay. Carlin, we've relocated to your larger picnic area here, and we're right on the banks of what river is it?
The Zumbro River.
Okay, and how many picnic parks do you have?
We have 4 different picnic areas and 7 different shelters that you can use, so you can have a nice big party out here too.
And you also, is there camping somewhere as well?
There is camping. We do have a campsite that has 30 different sites for camping.
And are those they're charged for those, correct?
Yep. They're $25 for non-electric sites and $30 for electrical sites.
Okay.
And outside of the rest of the park here, we offer 8 miles of hiking trails that you can hike on. You can go across the different bridges that the picnic areas get across the river, and do some really nice hiking in the woods that we have out here.
So I understand this would be free. Everything would be free, but camping.
Free. Yep.
So bring your, after you've been to the zoo or whatever, bring your picnic out here and have a nice picnic and enjoy the park.
Yes, it's a great place to have a picnic, and some people do a little fishing out here as well, wading in the water, a little tubing through the water. So
what do they catch? Do you know?
Oh, they'll catch little sunnies and sometimes bass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. Why don't you give us your hours again and how to get in touch with you if they need to?
Yep. The Greater Park area is open from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. and the zoo is open from 10 to 4 every day, and that is all year round for both. We are located just 3 miles north of Byron. Coming from any direction, you can just follow the brown signs and those will get you here.
And of course, you have a website for the special events that come up.
You go to Olmsted County Parks, you go to the Olmsted County website and then follow us to the parks page, and that should give you all the information you need. And we do have public programs on most weekends, and you can get that information on there as well.
All right, so come on out and enjoy Oxbow Park with your family. A lot to do here year round, so it's a little gem hidden away here. So we will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Cedar Valley Services, located at the corner of Rose and Grove in Owatonna, provides an array of services for people with disabilities in Steele County. CVS thanks the entire community, especially our business customers, for supporting us in Owatonna for 43 years. Thank you from CVS.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and it's time for some community announcements. First up is Art on the Hills 2017. It's on the lawn of the Owatonna Arts, the administration complex. It's kind of a throwback to what was happening here, maybe 30 or so years ago or more. At any rate, that will be on Saturday, July 29th and Sunday, July 30th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. It's a good place to be. Media release from the Owatonna Police Department. We have gun thefts happening in the city. In the past 30 days, OPD has seen a rise in firearm thefts from vehicles and homes. 3 firearms were stolen from homes or attached garages, and 7 firearms were stolen from vehicles or RVs. 1 firearm was recovered in another jurisdiction. So please, if you do have firearms, keep control of them, know where they are, keep them locked up away from this happening. The next Wine, Women, and Golf event for the beginner or non-golfer will be Wednesday, July 26th at Brooktree from 3 to 4:30. A $15 fee includes 3 holes of golf, 1 helper, and a glass of wine. And finally, we will talk about the Owatonna Business Partnership. It's kind of through the, I don't know what it's called. Owatonna Business Partnership. Cut off with the Crazy Days. Okay. Thank you. We still do that here. Anyway, that's going to happen coming up here on
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay. Well, I'll get this one straight for the next time. So at any rate, that'll take care of it for today. Thanks for being with us, and we look forward to having you back on Wednesday when we will have an on-site visit at Hospitality House of Owatonna, as well as a visit with Jan Karsh of the Salvation Army. So please come back on Wednesday and have a good couple of days in the meanwhile. Thanks for being with us.